Hello all. It's crazy, you know, I took 2 days away from politics and environmental news and news in general. Just took it off, had a good time. Not much energy today. Well, when I got back, I found reams and reams of news about the environment and about politics that just kind of all came back, and I just said, you know, you could talk in this thing for 1,000,000 years and I bet you're not changing anybody's opinion on anything. But let's start at the back end and go to the front end. Okay, around the world there are hog or pig wars going on because of the environmental degradation around the world. There just isn't enough space for the remaining wildlife. Some of this wildlife was put there by humans and then spread out of control, like hogs or boars as they're called here in the US. So many cities are now being inundated with these herds of boars, rummaging through garbage, attacking the cats and dogs, and actually chasing down humans once in a while. In Barcelona, that's España, you know, a city of 20 million people. Could you imagine that? 20 million. The city here is over almost 2 million here in San Francisco. Some say a little over now. And it's so crowded I can't imagine. 20 million people. Anyway, these hogs have inundated the city and are causing traffic problems. Uh-oh, hang on a minute. Yeah. So unfortunately, these hogs, they just go where they want to go. And if it's through a freeway, right in the middle of traffic, well, that's just too bad. So many people are being killed by auto accidents caused by pigs just roaming across the freeways. Here in the US, we have freeways are pretty much lined with fences that animals can't get onto the freeway because it's very dangerous. I think we'll just go right up over this direction. So another problem with these hogs is they're getting into the food crops all over the world and eating the food that we're supposed to be eating. But one of the worst problems with all these hogs that have been introduced into places that they never used to be in is that they spread diseases like tuberculosis, hepatitis E, and influenza A. So if you see these hogs around your urban areas, they're going into where the grass is green and there's lots of leafy green vegetation that doesn't belong there. But usually the native vegetation they stay away from. So let's get on with some politics and environmental news together, which they always are. In Brazil, the new Presidente, Bolsonaro, is embracing highly toxic pesticides. He is going to approve 262 extremely toxic pesticides. The problem with this is that they're an exporter. These infected produce that's going to be all covered with all this pesticide is going to be shipped all over the world. Make sure you know where your food comes from, because these right-wing nutball fascists are going to let it fly. Remove air pollution controls, auto emission controls, devastation to the open lands that are left, oil exploration, and anything that makes a quick, easy dollar and makes them look good as if they're the ones causing all the wealth, when really it's the environment that you're destroying. to get what little wealth there is going into the main populace. But that's not all, guys. Here in the U.S., the orange man, the fascist idiot president here in the U.S., and, you know, I'm not going to hold it back, guys. I'm going to call what is, not what I want to flowery call it. It's not a flowery person. It's an evil person. He is following a fascist's footsteps. And why do I say that? Well, the orange pick for the U.S. intelligence chief.
I think it's all angels just walk by. There goes a sight from my soul.
According to Congress, is the least qualified ever put up for this position. If he gets this guy in, John Ratcliffe, he endorses heavy government surveillance and little concern about rights of the people. That's exactly what the White House occupant is for also. You know, I put in fascism, just the word, into my search engine, and guess whose name came up more than even Adolf Hitler? I have two videos down below that must be watched. If you guys watch this video, please go watch those two videos. You'll see what I mean. These people, one is Rick Steves, the guy that used to be on television, well, I guess he still is, showing the history and the travel of Europe. And I hardly recognized him, he's changed so much. But he put on an excellent program. Please go watch it, and the other one too. One's long, one's short. You just have to watch it to know why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, and why it is so important for the messengers to put out the message. Don't ignore this stuff. You know what's going on. You know what's going on the southern border. There's a triad of fascist leaders now. Boris Johnson, the UK, Donald Trump, the US, Bolsonaro of Brazil. These three far right leaders. Look at what they're doing to our environment. Look what they're doing to our rights. Look how much they're taking away from us. And we'll never get that back, people. We'll never get those lands that are now being covered with oil derricks back to the pristine way they were. Here in the US, the UK, and what on earth is this Bolsonaro doing to the Amazon? He thinks it's his country. I don't agree. I think the Amazon belongs to the world. The Amazon is the lungs of the world. He's removing the jungle and says that he is pushing loggers to remove the jungle so that he can put livestock on there and raise meat. Meat, of all things. We're going to kill our lungs so we can raise meat for a quick buck. And I have commenters that say that there's no difference between left and right when it comes to the environment. Some people are just so disconnected from reality. I can understand why. You go and have a nice weekend of nothing but fun and enjoyment, and then you come back to this. I even had a discussion where somebody told me, no matter what you say or do, you're not going to change anybody's mind. Well, if I can't, why are they able to? See, if you think that way, that will be the case because nobody will try. But if the right wing can get the people behind them, why can't the left get the people behind them with health care, with universal health care, paying college debt off, removing unfair taxes on the poor, and putting proper taxes on the wealthy? I mean, fair is fair. That's what the left is all about. The right is all about white power. So anyway, I need to stop. Please go watch those other two videos, and I definitely appreciate your comments. I appreciate your ups, your downs, your shares for sure, and the new subscribers. And until next time.